Hello, I'm research analyst Nick Antonucci, and this is my fellow research analyst Jacob Keene, and this is your Wall Street Week Ahead from Henssler Financial for the week of June 12, 2017. Well, Jacob, we've got a pretty busy week with plenty of economic indicators due out. We got some Fed meeting going on, some inflationary data, some housing data, some data on the consumer. So it's going to be a busy week. Things will kick off Tuesday when we hear the latest producer price index out of the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Tuesday we'll get the PPI. We're expecting month over month for that to be flat, but we're still pacing strong at a 2.5% rate year over year, which is right at cycle highs. So strong numbers on the producer side.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be flat, but that's coming off last month where we saw a 0.5% increase for the month. So nothing too concerning there. And that's actually going to be a precursor to our first release on Wednesday, which is the consumer price index.
Yeah. We'll look to the consumer side. And we've seen that kind of pull back a little bit. You've got an expectation there to be flat as well. But we've seen that kind of cool off a little bit of the less of the oil base effect. We're at like 1.9 pace on core. And of course, the Fed will not use the CPI in the decision making, but it's a good gauge of inflation as we look forward to that meeting.
Sure.
I think right now we're talking about a 95% chance of a hike.
Yeah, that's right. Wednesday we'll get the Fed will meet to make their latest decision on monetary policy. Expectations are widely that they will increase interest rates once again, probably by 0.25%. So this inflationary data, not necessarily, as you said, PPI and CPI, but the PCE will come into play. And we're in excess of that 2% Fed target on PCE, I believe, year over year.
Right.
So wouldn't be surprised if we get a hike there. In fact, we expect it. Also on Wednesday, a bit of consumer-related data when we get the latest retail sales figures. We're expecting 0.1% increase month over month. That's coming off an April reading of 0.4%. So a little bit of a slowdown in retail, and it's a hot topic as of late. You see a lot of brick-and-mortar stores, specifically the likes of Macy's, JCPenney, continuing to struggle, but there are some bright spots, right?
Yeah. Well, we saw it in the report. I mean, general merchandise, apparel, furniture, grocery stores were all down. So you're seeing Walmart and Amazon steal some share there. And even though we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown here, I mean, we're still talking about a 4.5% year-over-year rate.
Sure, yeah, still pretty good. Sticking with the consumer, on Friday we will get the preliminary reading for June on consumer sentiment out of the University of Michigan. Expect to hold flat at 97.1 from the previous month. Obviously, this is important. Consumer sentiment, consumer spending, all important. It accounts for more than 2/3 of GDP. I don't see anything that really concerns me regarding the consumer as things stand right now. It seems as though they're pretty optimistic on current conditions, a little uncertain as far as what to expect in the future, especially when you consider policies that may be changing and back and forth as far as that goes.
But we're hovering right there at a cycle high.
Agreed.
And also on Friday, we're going to get housing starts for May, expecting a 4.5% month-over-month gain there, about 1.2 million starts. What we've seen in this report is a little bit of a pullback in multifamily, maybe tightening in the commercial market, less starts.
And I think it's worth noting, I think it's worth noting something you said earlier. We still do feel like there's plenty of room to run in the housing market. If you look at this data back prior to the housing bubble bursting, we were at 2 million units,
right,
annualized units, and right now we're at 1.2. So I think there is still room to run. Well, Jacob, I think that about wraps it up. This has been your Wall Street Week Ahead from Henssler Financial. Have a great week.